Thank you to Diedrich Bank, our sponsor for the 2022-23 basketball season. Live for today, bank for tomorrow, member FDIC.
Callaway, Campton. This is my second year at Dieterich Junior High for the 7th grade basketball coaching position.
10 years ago, you guys made it to state. As a player you were, now you're a coach. 10 years later, what's that mean to you?
It's honestly surreal. It's something that I never really pictured would happen. One, making it as a player is a blessing. And then now coming back 10 years later and bringing them back to the state championship as a coach, it's something that you can never dream of. It's honestly a dream come true.
Describe being in a state title in general.
Being in a state championship is like nothing you can really imagine. You get that same feeling just by imagining it and laying in bed at night or whatever. It's just something that you usually get to experience once in a lifetime, and me being able to experience it as a player and now a coach, it's just something that you can never take for granted. It's something that you have to soak up every single minute of.
So the last time the 7th grade won the state title was 1989. What would it mean to you to accomplish that?
It'd mean the world to me and my brother and the boys, and especially the school, something that the school hasn't done for, not going to do the math real quick, but how many years? Like I said, it's just something that'd be amazing, and only the second time that we've done it in school history. So
Clayton is your brother, Clayton Campton, and your assistant. Talk about what he's meant along your side.
It's awesome. It's started out as like a bonding moment whenever I started his assistant, and then I took over 7th grade 2 years ago, and it's just been a learning moment for me and for him, and like brotherly bond. And it's funny to go around town and people say it's the Campton show over here at Dieterich Junior High now, but I wouldn't change it for the world and couldn't imagine anybody better by my side.
What have you noticed from this team this year that you realize that this team is capable of making it to state?
Well, our first 2 games, we dropped those first 2 games in overtime to a very good Altamont Lutheran and then a very good Newton team. But those boys showed not only the coachability, but the skill level to be able to make it thus far. And it was just kind of a combination of putting those 2 together. And I think once we got it rolling about midway through the season, me and Clayton kind of had a sit-down moment, and we were like, this team has the potential to go to state. And it was just a matter of putting the coachability and skill set together, like we said.
What's it been like coaching these boys?
It's been great. Not to say anything bad about the boys that we've coached in the past. They're all great. We love them all. We still help them out whenever they come to us in general. But these boys have been one of the best boys coaching-wise that you can have. They made it very easy on me and Clayton. They're always coming up and asking us questions after games. Hey, what should I have done in this situation? After they did something, they're like, hey, was that the right thing to do? Whether they scored or not, they're always asking questions, always trying to get better, and that is just something that you love to hear as a coach.
As far as coaching advice, have you had any?
Coaches have came to me, not only just like a couple coaches have asked for a little advice, but I've reached out to advice also for some coaches. Something that I didn't really realize happened as much as it did growing up as a player, but even conference coaches come up to me and ask for a couple advices on this, or like, hey, how did your boys do this? Or I go up to them and say, hey, how do you guys do this? And it's just like an inner circle that you get your inner circle of coaches, and you're all helping each other through everything. It's always fun to play in those close games. The Kincaid game is the one that we went into overtime and won by 2. You can never pass up those moments to play in those close games. It's always an adrenaline rush as a coach, and your mind's racing 1,000 miles a minute. What should we do here? What play should we run if we get to this? Things like that. But it's something that you can always look back on and realize just how fun it is, and you just never really realize how fast, during the game, it feels like time's moving so freaking slow. But once it's all over, you're like, wow, that only lasted 30 minutes. Like, it's just unreal playing in close games, especially at this high of a level in junior high basketball.
Your captains on the team, Bryce, Bohnhoff, and Alex Schottman. Talk about them as leaders, but also them as individuals too.
As leaders, they come into practice always ready to go, and into games always ready to go. They're always holding the boys accountable, whether it's, they're junior high kids, they mess around in the locker room a little bit, mess around in practice a little bit. Them boys are always helping me and Clayton keep the boys on track as what we say, the job at hand before a game. As individuals, they're as good as kids as you can get. I mean, everybody on this team is. They're all great kids. Their parents are great people. They're two boys that really stood out to me, and that's why they're the captains of this team, leadership-wise and individually.
Playing for the state title tomorrow night, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot because my dad built a program so we could be this good in junior high, high school.
What's the support been like from the Dieterich Moving Maroon community?
The support's been great. Every time I walk down these halls, I have someone congratulating us.
What has Coach Campton and your dad as coach, or your dad as a varsity coach, what have they done as far as helping you along this journey?
They pushed me and Alex to be a leader, and we're captains. And the season will end tomorrow, but we're going to try to bring home a state title.
What's it been like, Alex, being a part of this team and along the journey of playing for a state title tomorrow night?
It definitely means a lot, just the fact that our coaches, our dads pushed us from the very beginning, and the fact that, number one, we have a great bench, we have great coaches, and it's just, this year's been just so fun, and hopefully come back with smiling faces tomorrow. Being a captain, you can't bring people down, you got to bring them back up so they can be the best of their ability, and just like my dad taught me, pick one person up and then they'll pick another one up, or just like a chain reaction, and then we can have more leaders on the team.
What would that mean to you to bring home a state title to this community?
It would mean a lot, just because the crowd tomorrow is going to be amazing. We have the whole community on our back, and we're playing where the house is money now. There's nothing to lose. We've made it to state, haven't done it very much in Dieterich, and I'm just very happy to be a part of this team that's going to the state title.
What has the support been like from the Moving Maroons community?
Dieterich has always had a reputation of traveling well, and they have always traveled well to all of our games, whether we have this game on the same night of the high school boys, high school girls, junior high volleyball girls. It doesn't really matter. They always seem to travel really well, and it always seems like Dieterich doubles in size whenever they come to games. But especially in the postseason, the village has really shown out, and the community has really shown out, and basically riding the back of these boys, and it means the world not only to me and Clayton in the school, but to the boys in general. Let's start with tomorrow night. I think tomorrow night I'm really confident that we're going to be holding that state championship trophy above our heads at the end of the night. But in their basketball future, as their last year in junior high and then onwards into high school, I see nothing but bright stars for these boys. They're a great group of kids, like I said, coaching-wise, easy to coach, always asking questions. They're going to be a great group for basketball. And then going on as individuals, again, these boys are just going to turn out to be great people, great kids. It's been great. Usually, sometimes at junior high level, you get some kids that are really raw. You know, they grow up playing, whether it be only man-to-man defense, that's the only thing that they know, and only a select few plays, and they only know those select few plays. But these boys, they came in already with a lot of basketball knowledge. And I do give credit to that, to our Crush program that we've started up here lately with Brent Bohnhoff and Rob Schottman again. But they came in with a lot of basketball knowledge, but you can always build on that. And that's what me and Clayton have been trying to do with these boys, just building their basketball knowledge. And you've just seen that level up game after game, practice after practice. They are a completely different team from what they were at the very beginning of the year and even halfway throughout the year. They have grown astronomically in basketball knowledge, skill level, and coachability, and you just can never ask for anything more. It's been great to watch.
With Bryce as a seventh grader and his dad Brent, the head coach of the varsity, and you now, when you played in junior high, now coaching, what have you guys been kind of critiquing back and forth?
Me and Brent have had conversations. We've talked about, especially at the beginning of the year, hey, what's this team thrive in? Because he coached them in Crush, and then helped me out through that, and then I've kind of built off of that. And then he's came to me for some stuff, asking like how we run a certain play. For instance, he asked me that one night, and I helped him with that. And then, but what's really helped is his ability. The high school has the NFHS program, and a lot of up northern teams use that. So we've been able to get film on teams watching off the NFHS network, and Brent's been a big help with building some scouting reports and things like that. And we just hope to be able to build a program together and be able to not only bring the boys up from junior high, but then they take that step to high school, and it's not as hard as a step as it usually is.
You guys are now 25-2. You haven't had that good of a record in a long time. Now, the 2 losses are against really good teams, but now going into a state title, what's that mean to you?
Yeah, it's a great record to have. Obviously, undefeated sounds better than 25-2, but to be 100% truthful with you, I would rather take the 25-2 because going into the state championship game, you know that you're not invincible. We suffered 2 losses at the beginning of the year, and it showed these boys kind of that they are not invincible. Whereas if we were going into the state championship 27-0, they can develop that mindset of we haven't been beaten yet, we're not going to get beaten now kind of thing. So I think the 25-2 record is really great for our boys and understanding that they are not untouchable and you can be beaten. Obviously, I'd like just to thank Brent Bohnhoff and the Crush program that they got. They're doing a good thing down there, teaching these boys how to play basketball. It makes me and Clayton's jobs easier coming up to be able to make these deep runs. The school, Scott Coker and Donetta Onasorge, they've been great, whether it be following the boys up or working with us to make practice plans or game changes or whatever it may be. My dad and my brother, obviously, always giving me coaching advice, being in my ear, Clayton being around on the bench with me. And not going to give any names here, but my inner circle of coaches that have helped me out throughout it, they've got some more experience than I do, and they've been great to me and my brother, helping us through this run, or whether it be withholding scouting information from other teams that we may be playing in the future. They've been a tremendous help, more than they know.